Hey everyone, it's Ryzen, and welcome to Let's Play Summoner. Well, let's start a new game. Oh, we got a loading screen. How long can it possibly take to load, right? It is the bar... Oh, there it goes. I'm going to edit these loading screens out for you. It literally takes like 30 seconds or longer to load, and I am not kidding. Yep, just waiting for that bar to fill. And this happens anytime you enter a new area. That wasn't too bad. Bad enough, though. Ugh.
I am Joseph of Suran, Joseph of Masad, farmer, cotter, plowman, Sahugani, summoner. 9 years ago I destroyed the village of Suran with a power I could neither control nor understand. A power passed down through generations for thousands upon thousands of years. A power I never asked for and never wanted. 9 years ago, raiders attacked Suran. To save my village, I unleashed the demon, and the demon massacred all in its path. The raiders, my friends, my family. The survivors blamed me, and who else were they to blame? I wore the ring. I called forth the demon. And so I left the ruins of Suran in exile and outcast. But I was not alone. My companion was a vagabond named Yago, an old beggar who had come to Suran the year before looking for the child born with the mark of the summoner. Looking for me. Yago said he'd teach me how to use my gift, how to use the ring that only those born with the mark could use. And now we were both vagabonds, hated and feared. We came to the village of Masad, and I threw the ring down a well. I told Yago to go away and never trouble me again with talk of prophecies and destinies. I was finished with my power. I swore on the graves of all who perished in Suran that I would never summon again.
Loading.
But the one thing I tried to escape was the one thing that came looking for me. And that is where my story begins.
The year was 596 Vorno Mediva. 300 years after the Medivan conquest, 1,000 years after the fall of Ikemos, and 12,000 years after the third Orenogeth and the death of Urath, god of the Sudani. Murad the Usurper, Emperor of Orenia, a realm far to the north across the sea, invaded the shores of the kingdom of Mediva. Led by the infamous Four Riders, Murad's soldiers laid waste to the villages along the Dahu River. One night, they came to Mossad. The soldiers were looking for a boy with a mark on his hand. The mark of the summoner.
Alright, let's get Oh, I was expecting a loading screen. I'm just going to skip the tutorial. Essentially, I'll explain things, but, yeah, you move with the left stick, obviously. Camera's the right stick. If you hit L3, you can change the cameras. I'll just tell you right now, most of the time you're locked into the high camera. That really sucks, but that's kind of the way it goes. It's a way of hiding the really bad pop-in of the game. Take a look at our inventory. Just got a health tonic. Have a one-handed sword here. It's piercing elemental. There are, like Persona 3, you have 3 different element types for physicals: pierce, blunt, and slash. One-handed swords are piercing elemental. And of course we have a tunic here. Nothing too interesting. But right here we have our skills. As you level up, you'll get points that you can allocate to your skills, and they max out at level 10, although you can't increase it past your current character's level, so that's only relevant until we reach level 10, of course, but yeah, just something to keep in mind. I'm going to be saving points for now, because none of these abilities are particularly all that great, except for heal. Dodge is okay. But sword weapons and push, nah, they're not useful at all. Now, these are our chain attacks, and I'll go over those when we, well, start using them. But remember these directions on the D-pad, particularly the left, down, and right. But yeah, we want to talk to Mulek here. So yeah, you can talk to people. You can talk to a lot of characters in the game, and the way dialogue boxes work is you can end it with farewell, or you'll have different dialogue options that you can say, and you'll get more, well, dialogue for it. So apparently we got the 4 riders here. Well, that's kind of scary. Characters that are actually important will have a mark on their head, and they're part of a quest or a story character or whatever. If you hit L1, you can draw your weapon. If you hit it again, you put the weapon away. Hit X to attack the enemy. Well, to bring up a cursor, and then you can select the enemy to target. Now, if I just sit here, you see that, oh, it disappeared. Well, that little infinity symbol, that is a chain attack symbol, so if I wait for that to go on here, and I hit left on the D-pad, and I time it, I can expand my turn. Now, I'm just going left, down, and right, because chain attacks can evolve into better chain attacks, except for added blow. That one doesn't evolve into anything. But yeah, I pick up the worn katana. I'm not going to use that. It's weaker than what I've got. But, yeah, if you use Desperation enough times, you will learn a chain attack. Let me see actually what it does learn. Yeah, for Desperation, it will eventually evolve into, or you'll learn Stamina Burst. And if I use either Desperation or Stamina Burst, they will both give me credit towards learning Silence. And that's it for that little branch of chain attacks there. Well, there's only 3 branches of chain attacks here. So Desperation will give me 2 additional ones. Confusion will give me 2 additional ones. And Push will give me 2 additional ones eventually. I want to learn them. It's not really that important, but they can be useful. But let's head on up and talk to this guy. See, this guy has a little quest marker over his head, so he's important. So let's talk to Asik over here. So, something about his nephew Eris here. If I go too fast through these dialogue trees, let me know. And I'll try and slow it down for you. I do tend to read very quickly, so I can actually speed read very well. But we want to head right from Asik. We want to loop around from where we started. I do want to take out all of the enemies here. If I start getting ambushed by a lot of enemies, I will edit the battle out. Oh, the status screen, we have an AI setting here. I'll go over that when we actually have more than one character. Those resistances are resistances to various elements. Magic resistance is resistance to all magic elements, but not slashing, pierce, or blunt attacks. AP is like your MP of the game, and that speed rating there, that determines the timing window for your chain attacks. Now, the nice thing about chain attacks is, let's see if I can demonstrate this when I find an enemy. If I can find an enemy. We have a 10 gold right here. There's also going to be a revival scroll somewhere around here. I may miss a few of the items here and there because, yeah, you can examine a whole bunch of things to find items in the game. I may not know where every single one is, so kind of unfortunate. If you are attacked and your weapon is holstered, you will automatically draw it. You'll also automatically defend yourself as well, which is kind of nice. It's kind of like FF12 and with the auto battling here. I can't attack this guy yet. For some reason, I have to wait for him to calmly walk away. I don't know why. If you need to heal, you can bring up the magic menu with the circle button. And I can cast a heal spell. That's the only spell I have right now. Square is going to be your general combat skills, or your general passive abilities and active abilities that you can actually use. You could actually use push in battle here through the menu, but I don't know why you'd do that instead of just using the chain attack, but it's an option. Okay, so I'm going to hit this guy, and I'm not going to press anything. So he parried me, and I dodged him. That's automatic. All of that is handled automatically, based on your dodge or parry rating. I don't think Joseph can parry right now, but he can dodge. Now you see how he's attacking me? Now let's try using a chain attack. Notice how he's not attacking me now. That's because he was locked onto Joseph, and I was using Joseph's chain attacks. A chain attack will extend your turn. They're very good. Now, if he was targeting, say, a different character in my party, and I was using chain attacks with Joseph, that enemy would still be able to attack. So you have to be locked on to that target. Or rather, the target has to be locked onto you. A6 sword is just a quest item, by the way. But I did manage to pick up some leather boots there. You don't have to get them, but I'm going to equip them since I happen to get lucky. By the way, you can save the game at any time, which is quite nice. And there's also a map that you can bring up with the select button. Unfortunately, you have to reveal it over time, which is kind of annoying. But I want to head over here, and I think there's another item somewhere. There it is, 3 gold. Gold is not really going to be a problem in the game if you know what you're doing. But I do want to kill every enemy here. These guys are Orenian Scouts. They don't have any strengths or weaknesses. I'll be posting a bestiary, of course. I will also post the skill development for Joseph in this video. Well, up through level 25, because that's about the end game level. I've never gotten past level 24, so I figure that's good enough. Really, you want to be done developing your character in around level 20-ish. Chain attacks do take some AP, but it's fairly negligible, so there's really no reason not to do it. But if you get a chain of over, like, 10, then you'll notice it'll start really skyrocketing the AP. So you may not want to go past chain attacks of 10. We want to go up this hill here. And we want to actually head over here towards the fence. So if I get to chain attack 9, I'm just going to stop. Push makes it so that I can more easily get the next chain attack off. Desperation deals more damage based on my HP being lower. And Confusion drains AP from the target, which is basically MP. Oh, you see that minus 25%? I'm getting a damage penalty because I'm slightly below this guy. Oh no, actually he's getting a damage boost on me because he's higher than me, that's right. Although I think I should be getting a damage penalty off of him as well, and I don't know why I'm not. The same would apply if I was above him. I would be getting the 25% damage increase. The same applies if you attack an enemy from behind. So, yeah, that's kind of one thing that I wish FF12 actually did. You know, make positioning actually matter. Now, it's not really that critical to take advantage of that, but it is something that you can do. Later on, I probably won't even be using many chain attacks, but for right now, it's good stuff. So I got a cleansing tonic that heals status ailments, I think. I forget, I hardly ever use it. Yeah, it's the cure spell. Wow, I kind of skipped an animation there. That was weird. I would like to get... Hey, damn it. I'd like to learn something for my chain attacks. I want to finish Joseph's chain attacks off as quickly as possible. Now, the more chain attacks you do, the harder that timing becomes, just so you know. Let's go over here. I want to go into that barn, but I'll kill these guys first. Yeah. Okay, I reached level 2. You see that plus sign? That means I have skill points. So, if I want to, I could say, you know, level up my sword weapons, but you'll notice I can't go past level 2 because I'm level 2. That won't matter once I get to level 10, because 10 is the maximum any skill can go. No, I do not want to accept those changes. Now, you might think, well, sword weapons are usually one of the best weapon types in the game. Here's the thing with swords. All one-handed swords are piercing elemental. The piercing element is easily the worst element in the game. There are more enemies immune to it than any other enemy or element type in the game. Now you could use two-handed swords. Those are slashing element, and the slashing element is a hell of a lot better than the pierce element. The problem is that they're two-handed. In fact, every slashing weapon is two-handed. And that means you can't use a shield. And defense actually matters in this game, so... yeah, I don't recommend that either. As such, I recommend using blunt weapons. The problem is that Joseph does not have that ability right now. So, if I spend a whole bunch of weapons or points to make my sword weapon stronger right now, I'll be hurting myself in the long run. You do not get very many skill points in the game. You have to specialize your characters. You need to have a long-term plan of how you're going to develop your party. Oops. Yeah, you can examine people's dead bodies if you want. I should be able to get to level 3 if I kill everybody here. Maybe level 4, I forget exactly. Most of my levels are going to come in this first part of the game, by the way. Yeah, I mean, leveling really slows down once you hit level 20-ish. Oh, so we got to get to Linnell. Yeah, that'll work. Well, we got to get out of town first, but yeah, she gives us a health tonic. Where am I going now? Yeah, we want to go to the well up here. Ah, damn it. I forgot that I put my sword away when that happens. Hopefully seeing that plus won't bother you. You're going to be seeing it for quite some time. You will eventually get offensive magic in the game. Now, here's a bug. This guy over here, he's called an Orenian officer. I don't know why. He is literally just a scout that is a little bit higher leveled. If you were able to analyze the guy, he would be called a scout. There's a naming bug in the game where a lot of enemies are just called the wrong name, which is kind of funny. Maybe this guy they intended to call an officer, but a lot of guys that are called, like there's Orenian soldiers later in the game that are supposed to be elite samurais, but for some reason they're called, like, soldiers, and it's wrong. They're not soldiers. Yeah, this game has a plethora of bugs. Unfortunately, actually the heal spell is bugged in a very weird way. In that if the AI casts it, sometimes what will happen is the character will get stuck in the casting animation, and that really sucks. You have to go into the menu to get the spell to go through, but you lose all of your AP in the process when that bug triggers, which is really stupid. There we go. Now, speaking of going into the menu when casting, let's go ahead and cast that spell. Heal takes 4 AP, and it heals me by a crappy amount. It will scale with my level, by the way. It does not remain that weak forever. Now, if I cast the spell again and go to a menu, you hear that sound? Yeah. The spell went through instantly. You can chain cast by doing that. That is a bug. I will not be taking advantage of that. If you want to, you can, but it really breaks the game. I mean, you can cast offensive magic obscenely quickly. That was 5G. We want to head to the east side of the village. Just looking around for enemies. I don't remember where everybody is. But I believe in this, we'll get a revive scroll. Yes. And somewhere else around this building should be 10G. Yep. Now I think there's more enemies up top here that I want to take out first. You do have to get all the items in Masad right now, because they will disappear if you do not. Oddly enough, they are replaced with other items.
Powerful.
Yeah, that's one of the weird things, is that sometimes items in this game will be replaced by better items later on in the game, and the old items will disappear. Very weird. But it's not like an FF6 thing where you have to avoid getting the items for that to happen. It just kind of happens, whether you got the old items or not. Very weird. Let's see if I can take advantage of the height here. I'd like to get all the items here. Yeah, see, I'm getting a 25% height bonus here. See if he hits me, see if he gets a damage penalty. Yep, see that minus 25%? He got a damage penalty because he was below me. I don't know why that wasn't happening before, but whatever. The game must have been confused about the height difference. See how I hit him from behind and got a 15% damage boost there? Yeah, positioning can actually matter, so that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Got an extra pair of leather boots. Want to keep going. There's going to be a fork somewhere. Here we go. We want to go east. Well, actually, no. Let's go... Yeah, let's go take the left path. Wonder what's going on with them. Well, we'll go back to see them later. I'd like to finish this first area. Got him. Unfortunately, now that I'm level 4, or 3, I'm killing these guys very quickly. Should be blue pants, right? No, cloth gloves. Well, there's the liberation. Now there's blue pants somewhere around here. Behind the hut. For some reason, I always forget where these stupid pants are. I don't know why. Right over here, maybe? No? Oh, there they are. Yeah. Yeah, I always pass these for some reason. But I want to equip those. Equip the cloth gloves. Equip the blue pants. Yeah, get a little bit of protection there. Yeah, armor in this game has weight to it, so the cloth gloves weigh a little bit more than those blue pants. So I'm getting a little bit of a speed penalty on those. Conversely, sometimes there is actually armor that is so light it increases your speed, which not quite sure how that works, but okay. Oh, and equipping weapons and armor actually changes your character's appearance. Don't see that very often. I thought there was some enemies over here. That's why I'm going back over here. No? Huh. I remember there being enemies over here. Oh well. I might have missed a couple, but that's alright. Well, we've got some people over here to talk to. Oh. Yeah, that guy over there. Probably because there's an army trying to kill everyone. Let's talk to Uvala. Well, that's kind of disappointing. What do you got to say, Cog? Or Cag? Or however you pronounce that. I don't know. Yeah, we gotta get to Linnell. What about, you over here, Nath? Oh. What about the Rennies? Uh-oh. Oh yeah, we can go find Yago. Hopefully he won't summon a genie on us. Freaking Yago. Yeah, why are they looking for Joseph? Huh. That's weird. Maybe they want his summoning power? I don't know. Well, maybe we'll find out. Now, before I take that guy on, I do want to save. Because I want to farm an item from him. The thing is, in this game, is that rare drops are not very rare. I mean, they're not common, but they're not that rare. So, it's actually reasonable to farm rare items. But I think this is just a common drop, so... we'll go ahead and take him on. Of course, my sword is holstered now. I'll talk when there's no dialogue on these scenes. There's no dialogue for this one. But yeah, it's time to take on the barbarian fighter, who is weak to piercing attacks and vulnerable to slashing attacks. So either weapon type you could have equipped will work. For example, if you got a Warren Katana, that is slashing elemental, and it's two-handed. Oh, that's another reason why I don't recommend two-handed swords. You see that speed? Yeah, that's terrible. Now, for this guy, the trick is just use your chain attacks. Now, I'm really not going to be doing much damage here to him, but I would like to learn a chain attack if I can. Ah, damn it. Usually I learn something at this point. I must have not done very well. I will learn all the chain attacks for completion's sake, although there's one character that I don't really care too much about it with. Added blow is basically just a normal attack. There we go. I was going to say, I almost always get a chain attack going there. So I picked up Mind Drain, so I'll probably equip that instead of added blow. Since added blow does not lead to anything, there's no point in ever using that, at least until, or while you still have chain attacks to learn. Go in a circle here. There we go. I got him. Unfortunately, he did not drop what I want. So we go over here. We got a recovery tonic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload. And unfortunately, this means sitting through this loading screen. But yeah, I want to get an item from him. And when I get it, I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I finally got the item I wanted. Actually, it only took me 2 more attempts. and that is the studded boots. Now, I can't equip them right now. They require a skill of heavy arms to be level 1. It basically is a skill that lets you equip certain gear. But, yeah, we haven't learned that ability yet. But I do want those boots for when I do learn the ability. And I also picked up the stamina attack, chain attack, which increases damage the more AP you have. I think it's the more you have. And Mind Drain is basically Osmos from Final Fantasy. It absorbs... It absorbs AP from the enemy. And gives it to the user here. So let's equip the Recovery Tonic, and that should do it. So, yeah, let's just get out of him. Or out of here. One other thing about that Barbarian fighter is he can inflict knockdown. And if he does, he will get a huge 75% damage increase on you. And that's pretty bad. I think it's actually 50%. And then if he happens to be higher ground than you, then it's 70. Then it's another 25%, I think. I don't know. I forget exactly how knockdown works. But yeah, that's why it's important to keep him locked down with chain attacks.
Having eluded the Orenians, Joseph sailed to Lanel, where he hoped to find the old beggar named Iago. In the tongue of the ancient Runari, Lanel means City of Gods. For upon this site, the towers of Iliosi stood. Now Lanel was capital of Mediva, seat of King Belius VI, descendant of the victors of the Medivan conquest.
Okay, so we're here on the world map. And there are random encounters on the world map. And if you get into one right now, you are very likely dead. So save your game now. Random encounters in this game essentially teleport you to a separate battlefield, and it depends on the terrain you're on, and it'll pick a different set of enemies depending on that terrain from a list that it can select based on that terrain. And it's just essentially an area that you have to escape from. Kind of annoying. But yeah, let's save there. And I want to take a look at the quest journal here. So we have the Find Iago quest. That is a main storyline quest. And the ASIC Sword quest, which is the side quest we picked up from ASIC. We have to deliver that to Eris. So yeah, it kind of has a Western RPG feel to the game, really. Which is kind of cool. But yeah, I'm going to end it here. Hopefully you enjoyed this first episode. Hopefully it was informative. I know I had to go over a lot of things, but hopefully it wasn't too overwhelming. But yeah, I'm going to end it here. This is Ryzen. Thanks for watching. Take care.